Let's go, Titans Nation. Let's blow out the Jaguars. See ya. Bye. I couldn't believe there for a second, man, in that live reaction. So it was a good live reaction. So I'm gonna help you break down the stuff that happened today. They did cut Darrington Evans today. Did you hear that?
I did. I saw that. That didn't surprise me much.
It doesn't surprise me either, man. It's I'm I'm upset that Roger Saffold left.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of people expected that to be coming because he's getting older. He was kind of hurt on and off all season, and I think they saved I don't know, 10 million. They saved I got it right here. They saved $10.5 million by letting him go.
Um, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, can hear you fine.
Um, I can hear you okay, but I did have a tablet. Started doing this on my tablet.
Yeah, it's running good right now.
How I got it going?
Hold on. Let me get back on. Let me go on my tablet real quick and see if it's working or not, man.
Okay, it's working fine on your phone, no?
All right, I'm gonna switch out real quick, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna go out real quick. Is that all right? I'm
Okay.
gonna take myself off the stream real quick.
Okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bryce Pratt's channel. We got some technical difficulties he's dealing with. He had to back out and he's switching to his tablet. So hope you are all enjoying the show tonight. Please subscribe to Bryce's channel. He started his channel a little while ago. We all support Bryce a lot. He's a huge Titans fan. And you guys go and subscribe to Bryce. Give him a follow. Follow him on Twitter. Follow him on YouTube. Bryce is a diehard Titans fan. And my name is Titans Rossi. I'm just kind of hosting the show while Bryce is fixing the technical issues. And I think what we're going to talk about tonight is the cuts.
Hey. It's still not working on my tablet, man.
Well, that's okay. We got you on the phone, and it looks good. So let's just roll with it this way, and you'll have to figure that out later. I can help you, after the show or something. Help you figure it out.
I can figure it out after the show.
Yeah, we'll just do it like this for now. You look fine on the phone. It sounds good.
So, yeah, man. I did get a haircut the other day.
Nice. You're looking sharp.
I got my Mr. 1K AJ Brown shirt.
Nice. You see my blanket in the background here?
Yeah.
That was from the Titans Bengals game.
Shout out to AJ Brown.
Yeah, they gave those out at the Bengals game, those blankets.
AJ Brown is a stud all over the field.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pay him next year.
Not this year.
No, not this year, but next year we're gonna have to give him a lot of money.
So, do you think we're gonna pick up Big Jeff's fifth-year option?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, they have to, right? Big Jeff is the heart of the team, the heart of the defense. I think they gotta
Shout
find a
out to
way.
Harold Landry for signing his contract extension.
Yeah, and he gave us a team friendly deal for the first year, so he's only going to count about 5 million against the cap next year. But the years
Um,
after, he's going to count a lot.
he's he's such an awesome player all over the field, man.
Yeah,
We he can rush the quarterback. He can do it all.
he sure can. He's an amazing player.
The one thing that I hated for Tannehill last year is he didn't have no pass protection.
Yeah, and I think they're going to change a lot of what I think the offensive line is going to look a lot different next season. I don't think they're going to be able to keep Taylor Lewan. Hopefully they can re-sign Ben Jones, but I don't see. I just don't see how they're going to be able to keep Taylor Lewan. He counts too much against the cap. I think he's another person like Saffold who's going to be released, and then they're not going to start Quisenberry next year, so they're going to have to find somebody to play right tackle. So they're going to need a new right tackle and a new left tackle if Taylor Lewan goes, or if they release Taylor Lewan. So I honestly think they're going to draft a tackle in the first round of the draft.
So hey, look at my background back there. Can you see it?
Yeah, very cool.
I got a flag.
So
Um,
what do you think they're gonna? Do you think they're gonna release Taylor Lewan?
no, they're gonna probably keep him for one more year. I would honestly be hurt if he left.
I would be too, but I just don't see how they're going to do it with the money unless he restructures his contract because he's going to count 12.9 million against the cap this year and they need that money and unless he restructures and does a team friendly deal then I just don't see how they're going to be able to
I
keep him.
I kind of cried a little bit today because of Roger Saffold left.
Yeah, it's sad, and it's sad because you get used to these players and you like them and but the NFL at the end of the day is a business and a lot of money's involved and unfortunately that's what happens and it sucks for us as fans because we get so attached to certain players and we don't want to see them go you know but the good thing for Roger Saffold is he'll be playing for another team. His career will continue.
Hold
And
hold on, man. Titans Rossi, hold on 1 second. Let me try to see if Haley's gonna come in with comments and stuff like that.
okay,
Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna run off real quick, okay?
okay.
I'm gonna take myself off.
So I think Bryce is doing something, trying to figure out. But we were talking about how the Titans, if they could keep Taylor Lewan or not, and a lot of people were sad today that um, Roger Saffold got released. But like we were talking about, it's a business and it kind of stinks that, a guy like him had to go. And it'll be sad if Taylor Wan gets cut, but he's going to have to make a team friendly deal for us to be able to keep him. Um, there's some other guys that could be a cap casualty, so to speak. Zach Cunningham is another guy who's going to count 10.5 million against the cap. Julio Jones is going to count 9.5 million. If we release them, that's what we're going to save. It was 9.5 million for Julio. Zach Cunningham, 10.5 million. If we release Janoris, Jackrabbit, that's 6.9 million we could save. Another guy that's on the list that a lot of people don't want to see go is Brett Kern. Brett Kern is going to count. We could save $3.2 million if Brett Kern is released.
Sorry, man.
Oh, you're fine. I was hosting the show for you.
Thank you.
So, what do you think about Brett Kern?
It's kind of sad to think about it like this, but I I still want him to be a Titan, which is very very high likely he could be a Titan.
Yeah.
For the rest of his career.
Yeah. And another person that they're probably going to release is Jackrabbit Jenkins too.
Jackrabbit was terrible last year.
If we release Jackrabbit, we'll save $7 million. So that's somebody I think is going to be next, probably within the next day or two. They'll release Jackrabbit. Another guy is Zach Cunningham.
No, I want that guy to stay so bad.
I know, me too. He's a great player, and imagine him and David Long together all year. And Zach Cunningham, they could keep him, but he's going to have to restructure his contract. That's the only way they're going to be able to keep him because he's counting about 10 million against the cap. And if they can get him to restructure, then we could keep him. So they got some big decisions they got to make, Bryce.
Yeah.
And
wait a minute. Do you have a couple pictures of where they saved the cap space and stuff like that on your thing right now? The one picture that you sent me.
Maybe. I don't know if I can share it because I'm on your thing.
I think you can. I'm not sure. Haley's coming in. Haley's coming in.
Hey, Haley, what's up?
She's one of my good friends on Twitter.
Haley's awesome.
I know. She's so awesome.
Haley, did you know that Haley's from my hometown?
She says, hi, Michael.
Hey, Haley, fellow Nolensvillian. Can you see that on your screen where it says the other one Titans,
yes.
Rossi? See if you can share that.
I don't know if I can. But I don't have any upgrades yet, but
yeah, I don't know how to do it. Anyways.
Can you see what she said?
I did, Nolensville buddies. Yeah, we grew up in the same town, Bryce. Me and Haley did. We grew up literally in the same exact town. And she was I was a little younger than her, so we were a few years apart. But I'm like a year younger than her, but we were a couple grades apart in school, so we didn't really know each other in school. But
did you go to school together with her?
Yeah, we did. We were in the same school, but we weren't in the same grade, so we didn't really know each other too well. But we knew a lot of the same people, I'm sure. So
that's awesome.
Yep. We just found that out, actually.
And next Wednesday I'm gonna have her back on the channel.
Nice. Awesome.
And
She's a good
Stephanie.
guest.
And Stephanie.
Nice. Tennessee Titans fan of the year.
She's awesome.
She is awesome. They're all the ladies of Titans Twitter are awesome. So big shout out to them. And did you see? Let me ask you this, Bryce. Did you see the post I released the other day about or yesterday about Ryan Tannehill and what he said?
Yes.
And what do you think about that? Do you think that Tannehill is ready to, you know, correct the mistakes from last year and move on and do much better next year?
He's ready to prove everybody wrong. I think it's gonna be to where it's a situation where you gotta have the offensive line blocking for
Yeah.
him in the passing game and stuff like that. And the situation where the offensive coordinator situation, I'm really excited about the Tim Kelly part. What about you, Titans, Rossi?
Yeah, me too. I'm really excited about it. I think you're exactly right, Bryce, as far as the offensive line. And I think they're gonna revamp the line. I think we're gonna be looking at almost a new offensive line next year. I think they're gonna bring in a free agent guard. I think they're gonna get a guard in free agency, and I think they're gonna draft a tackle. And I don't want Taylor Lewan to go, but at this point, I don't know if they're going to be able to keep him. If they don't, I think you're going to see Dylan Radins starting at left tackle, and then we're going to see a whole new right tackle and left guard. I think Quesenberry's going to be a backup again, and we might see a
I would
rookie.
I would love to keep Foreman and
I would
shout
love to
out
keep
to
Foreman too.
Foreman for taking Henry's place when Henry was down. Shout out to Foreman for sure.
Yeah, I would love to see
Harry,
Foreman
what
too.
you think? What do you think about Foreman leaving us?
Um, I think I wish we really could keep Foreman, but there's going to be a lot of teams that want him, and they're going to be willing to pay him some money. So um,
They're
you know,
gonna be watching the highlights like, whoa, I want this guy.
yeah. I mean, he was a third round pick a few years ago. There were a lot of high hopes for Dante. And he had some injuries and things like that and setbacks in his career, but now he's finally catching his stride and he's becoming a
But
really good player.
I think he's fine with the way he played last year for the Titans and stuff like that when Derrick Henry was down.
Yeah.
And Titans Rossi, I have no better feeling. When you break a bone at the age of 20, it makes your bone feel older.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely true.
And I have no worse feeling about that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. I mean, that's a tough thing to do.
I felt bad for Derrick Henry when he broke his foot.
Yeah, definitely. You know.
Um, can you ask Titan Anderson to check out my YouTube channel?
Yeah, I think I don't know where he's at. I think he's with his wife and daughter tonight.
Okay,
But I'll ask him to, check it out in the future for sure.
because I'm gonna have a lot of guests on here Just stay tuned.
Yeah. Yeah, I like what you've done with the show. I mean, I'm glad you started your own thing. And, you just got to keep doing it, keep putting out shows. It takes a while to get things built up, but once you do, people will start coming more and more. And, it's just about consistency and keep doing it. Don't give up.
Hey man, I got another 40 minutes, so I got another 40 minutes with you. Is that all right? We'll go another 40 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
So what's your thoughts on Darrington Evans getting cut? It don't surprise me.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. He hasn't done anything here. I mean, he hasn't. I mean, in all honesty, he's not really done anything. He's only played maybe a couple games. He's been hurt too much, and unfortunately for him, he's a guy that has a lot of talent. But I mean, he just hasn't been able to be on the field. So I mean, it's not really the Titans' fault. It's not really his fault. I mean, injuries are injuries. Um, but it's
Davey
you can.
said, I hope we keep Foreman.
Yeah, I hope we do too, Haley, for sure.
Um, but think about it like this, Rossi. Um, would you rather have Darrington Evans or Foreman behind Derrick Henry? Question mark.
Well, I'd much rather have Foreman because you know uh, Evans has never showed he could do anything because he's been hurt. Foreman's played very well. He's proved that
He
he's
might Evans might have played a few games, but I never seen him again.
yeah, he didn't play enough. He was too hurt. So yeah, I mean, definitely Foreman is the better player, and Foreman's proved that he can. Foreman can be a starter for any team in this league. So it's going to be
Next
hard.
year.
It's going to be hard to keep him because there's going to be a lot of other teams that are going to want to pay him good money. You know.
Um. So, what's your what's your thoughts on the defense next year?
The defense I thought was great. I mean, are you talking about
Next
next
year,
next year?
I think it's gonna be unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, we were able to keep Harold Landry, which is great, and we keep this defensive line intact. We keep as long as we can keep Cunningham, I think we're going to be good. We need to bring in another cornerback to take um, Jackrabbit's place because we don't know if Caleb Farley's going to be healthy or not. So, um, we do need to bring in another cornerback.
Um, but let me think about it like this. Well, I see. Okay, Caleb Foley does have an injury history, so do you think he'll be back fully healthy next year?
I mean, nobody knows until we see it happen. Um,
But
we just don't know.
it's 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 what happened.
I think I've lost for a second. We're good.
So it's a situation where you gotta be on the field. You can't be having freak accidents all the time.
Exactly right. And we just have to wait and see. We don't know yet about Farley.
So who is your favorite wide receiver of all time?
Of all time, um, that's a tough one. I would have to say I mean, I really love AJ Brown. But if you talk about like Titans receivers, I'd have to say Derek Mason. Um, as far as overall, my favorite.
Mine would be AJ Brown, but my favorite of all time is Julio Jones.
Okay, that's a good one. If I was gonna pick a non-Titan that was probably my favorite receiver, I'd have to say probably Steve Smith.
Al Pierce, Al Pierce,
What's
Al,
up, Al?
Al was in the building. Shout out to Al.
What's up, Al?
He's
How
in
you
the
doing?
building.
Oiler struck.
Tighten up, Al.
Tighten up, buddy.
So go ahead, man. I didn't mean to do that.
No, you're fine. I was saying that one of my favorite receivers of all time that's not a Titan would probably be Steve Smith.
Jerry Rice.
He played for the Carolina Panthers, played for Baltimore, and he was probably one of my all-time favorites.
Another picture.
Rossi.
Uh-huh.
It's okay if you gotta run real quick and go somewhere. It's alright, man.
No, I'm good.
Okay. I thought maybe you had to run somewhere real quick.
No, you're good.
Alright.
I'll have to go in about 20 minutes probably because me and my wife are going somewhere. So, but about 20 minutes, and but we'll be good.
Al said I just got home and I saw you guys on.
I talked to Al yesterday for quite a while. Me and Al are gonna do some YouTube stuff.
So how did Al find my YouTube channel?
Al, what'd you say again? I'm sorry.
How did he find my YouTube channel?
Well, because Al's a big fan of yours.
Okay.
You got
Okay.
fans. Al likes your content, so and we all kind of know each other, right? You're always on our channels and all that type of stuff, so we all kind of know each other.
I go on Upload channel sometimes and comment in there, not very often.
Upload's having a show tonight at I think 9 o'clock Eastern time.
9:30 Eastern.
9:30, yeah. So make sure and tune into that one too.
Hey, we saying hi, Al.
So another thing, Bryce. What do you think about who do you think the Titans are going to draft at their first pick?
A wide receiver.
You think so?
I think we should take a wide receiver.
I think they're gonna draft an offensive tackle. So I think there's a guy that Travis Penning, I think is his name, Penny. He's kind of like a Taylor Lewan type of player, and I think he's somebody that could, that could be really good for us.
But we need some wide receivers that can take pressure off Julio Jones and AJ Brown.
Yeah, we do.
And I want to say this about Julio Jones. Julio Jones showed he can still take the top off defenses and stuff like that. But I think his hamstring is like 90 years old.
90 years old. Yeah,
90.
I don't know. It's going to be hard to have to rely on him next season too. Hopefully he can get that hamstring fixed and worked out.
And he can't always tweak his hamstring like that.
I know.
It really sucks.
Okay.
It sucks though.
Yeah, it does.
It's it's a situation where he's gotta be on the field. He can't be having these type of injuries all the time and stuff like that. It's um it's um it's a situation where AJ Brown, did you see where he balled out in that second half against the 49ers?
I did. Yeah, it was awesome.
Holy, holy crap.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That's my guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I love AJ, and I like Julio too. I mean, Julio's still, when Julio's on the field, he's still really good. He just got to be on the field. I don't think Julio's lost a step. I mean, he was getting open, he was making plays. I mean, he played very good
Harry's got
against
a
the
good
Bengals.
question for you, real quick. Sorry, Titans lost.
Okay.
I just wanted to put it up there. She said, Michael, what's your favorite game or memory at Nissan Stadium?
Well, I've been to a lot of games over the years with the Titans, and I have to say that my all-time favorite was the Music City Miracle.
She put a laughing face.
Yeah. I have to say my all-time favorite was the Music City Miracle because my dad took me to that game, and that was when they called it Adelphia Coliseum,
okay, I'll dig it.
and he took me to that game, and we were way up in the nosebleeds, and this guy jumped and kicked me in the back with his knees, and
Holy,
but yeah, it was an awesome game. I mean, I've never seen that stadium just now. I mean, at the Bengals game this year, I'd say that was probably the loudest I've heard it since the Titans back in the early 2000s and the turn of the century there. But that was an amazing game.
I'm definitely looking forward to going to the Cowboys game next year.
You're gonna go to the Cowboys game?
But Haley's gonna help me get there, so.
Nice. One game that I want to go to more than any next year. If I only go to one game next season,
The
I want to go
Bengals.
to the Bengals. That's the game. I want revenge so bad. You know what I mean?
I freaking hate the Bengals.
I hate them too. I'm so glad they lost. I can't tell you how happy I was that they lost the Super Bowl.
I completely lost faith in that quarterback for sure.
Yeah, and I'm super happy they lost the
Um,
Super Bowl.
Haley, you got any more questions for Titans Rossi?
And as far as next year too, who do you see being? Do you think they're going to pick up a receiver through free agency because we need a slot wide receiver? I mean, we have players like Mason Kinsey that could maybe step up, but
I
we're going to need another player.
mentioned Mason Kinsey in the show with Haley.
Yeah, but we need another. Even if he does make the roster, we still need another wide receiver.
I said he wasn't scared to catch the ball down the middle and stuff like that. and I also said he caught a touchdown against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
Yeah, I was there for
which is
that
I
one.
really like Mason Kinsey.
Yeah, I hope he does good. I hope he proves that he can make
I
the team, and I hope they give him a shot. You know.
I heard I heard you said he tweeted out your tweet. He retweeted it.
Yeah, yeah. He's always been good to us and the Titan Upload Network. So yeah, he's always been
Shout out
a
to
big
Mason
supporter of us.
Kinsey for sure.
Yeah, and he did a lot with he not say a lot, but he tweeted out Eddie's GoFundMe and stuff. So shout out to them for sure. They're good. Him and his family are good people. Al Pierce says, Michael, how old is our franchise? Now, do you mean how old is the Titans or how old is the Titans and Oilers combined?
I that's hard. That's hard, man.
Because if it's the Titans, then the Titans came around. The Titans came to Nashville in
1999.
1999. Yep. So, they came to Nashville in 1999. But if you're talking about the Oilers, I think the Oilers came. I want to say the Oilers were. I want to say the Oilers were around. They were around in the AFL days, probably 1960, 1962, maybe. So the Oilers and the Titans combined have been around for what, 62 to 64 years. So I would say about 64 years. I might be wrong, but I think it was 1960 that the Oilers were established.
All right, man. Um, Titans Rossi, do you have to go here in about 3 minutes?
About 7-8 minutes, and then at about the 45-minute mark, I'll have to go.
Alright, so Haley, you got any more questions for Rossi?
And let me know if I'm right, Al. As far as when the Houston Oilers started, but I think they started in 1960.
I think you're right. Yeah, you're right for sure.
I could be off a year or two there.
It's it's hard to think about it
Yeah,
though.
he says we were born in I thought it was around 1960, and that
It
was
it,
the.
it was
And
1960.
did you know? Did you know, Bryce, that the Houston Oilers were champions at one time, but they were AFL champions. They haven't been champions since the merger of the AFL and the who was it that merged the AFL and the
NFL.
well, I don't know if it was called the NFL back then. I don't know if it was the USFL. I can't remember, but I know before they merged, then the
It's
Oilers were
hard.
champions.
It's hard to think about it though, man.
Yeah, and we almost went to the Super Bowl with Warren Moon. I can't remember what year it was, but that was the year we were up like 35 points or something in the AFC Championship game, and I can't. I'd have to. My mind's drawing a blank, but a team came back on us and won that game. It was one of the
Did
biggest
did
upsets in
we
championship history.
did we have L Campbell
I think we did have him then.
back
Pretty
back
sure
in
he
the
was on the team then.
back in the day?
Yep, I'm pretty sure he was on that team. I know Warren Moon. I was on that team, and I'm not real. I don't know a whole lot of Oiler history. The Oiler history that I know is about from right before they became Titans. So probably I know a lot about McNair, kind of when he started with the Oilers. I think McNair started with the Oilers in 90. I want to say it was 90,
95?
95, I think. Because he wasn't a starter until about year 4 or 5 of his career. Um,
Um,
so, or
McNair
year
was
3.
always a good quarterback.
I love Steve McNair. He's somebody that he was my dad's favorite player. Um, and he's somebody that I got to meet Steve McNair a couple times. And he was always really nice to me. And he's
Rest
a
in
good
peace
player.
for the true legend, man, true legend.
Yep.
It sucks.
Al Pierce said Moon played in the late 80s to mid 90s.
Yeah, I actually did. I remember that.
Yeah.
He watched the highlights.
Yeah. Earl played last 70s to early 80s. Yep. So, what do you think? Do you think we could win the Super Bowl next year, Bryce?
I would love to.
You think that Tanny's going to play better with a better offensive line?
Yes.
I think so too.
And one thing, just think about it like this, man. Okay, so last year, like, he didn't have that chemistry with Julio Jones.
No, he didn't, and he didn't have any. All the wide receivers were hurt all year. He didn't have anybody to throw the ball to for weeks. So I think that that's something that's going to change, and I think that they're going to do things differently, especially with Tim Kelly being the passing game coordinator. And I think we're going to see. I think we're going to see a lot of changes on offense coming in the next season.
Titans, Rossi, I want to show you something. Look at my graphic for my thing I got. Can you see it?
Yeah, that's very cool. I like that.
Somebody made it for me.
Yeah, I'll have to make you some stuff too.
But I don't have any upgrades yet.
Yeah, I can show you how to do some stuff sometime.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. No problem at all. And what do you think about you think the Titans are going to draft a tight end, or are we going to try and pick up somebody through free agency?
Um I think we're gonna go ahead and draft one.
Yeah.
But just think about it like this. The tight end was a big inconsistently last year.
Yeah, it was a big problem for sure. Ferkser didn't do much, and Swaim got hurt, and then
I
came back, and then Pruitt got hurt.
Did you watch that episode where Bussin' with the Boys was talking about Julio Jones?
Was that recent? Was that
It was it was a while ago, man. And Will said Anthony Foster was gonna be a turkey, but he didn't show up. Did you hear me?
yeah. Yeah, Ferkser didn't show up.
It's a situation where you gotta show up in games and stuff like that, man. You can't leave your tight end wide open. and that would have been an easily first down if Tannehill would have turned his freaking head.
Yeah.
I was I was so upset, man.
Yeah, I was too, man. That was a terrible
Um, okay, Rossi, let me say this real quick. Before we get out of here, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say, what I was gonna say. If that was Julio Jones would have jumped up and caught that
oh
right
yeah.
over the head.
I agree. I agree. So but anyways, I gotta get on out of here. I think me and my wife are gonna go eat somewhere. And I appreciate you having me on, Bryce, and we'll do it again. We'll have to get you on my channel soon too. And I really thank you for having me on, bud.
Thank you for coming on. I
Yeah,
appreciate it. I
no,
appreciate it a lot.
no problem at all. And let me know if you need some help with your channel and making graphics and things like that, and I'll help you out.
I thank you, man.
All right. You have
And shout out to you for coming on for sure.
yeah.
Shout out to Al and Haley for commenting in the video.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Haley and Al and everybody else who tuned in, who didn't comment, and everybody else who's going to watch the show later. So,
She's a great show, guys.
and thank you so much, Al and
She
Haley and everybody.
she's Haley's like my best friend on Twitter.
Haley's good people. So is Al. They're both good people.
I really don't talk to Al as much, but we we see each other's tweets here and there.
Yeah, should shoot Al a message sometime.
Alright, so
Okay, well, I'll see you later and tighten up and make sure you subscribe to Bryce's channel if you haven't yet.
keep calm, keep calm, and tighten the hell up, man.
Tighten the hell up. We'll see you later. Bye.
Alright.